So who maybe wasn't aware that we were going to video record today? Okay, totally fair. So I think that that's absolutely normal, right? Feeling nervous, feeling, number one, nervous to come up in front of people that you just met. Number two, tell them something you're super passionate about. And that might be kind of, you know, close to your heart. And number three, then you're going to have this camera. So just to normalize the feelings in the room, everyone here has had that experience. I'm even nervous talking to you right now. I think it's because I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to hear what you have to say. We're all excited for you to tell us about what you've been thinking about these past 4 days on this fifth day. And I think to think about this pitch as one of many that you'll be doing. So like it doesn't have to be the, you know, end all, be all, end all, like most perfect thing, most, you know, amazing and coherent thing you've ever done. It really just needs to be something you believe in, right? Does everyone kind of believe in their pitches that they're going to talk about today? Yeah. And one of the things I was thinking about, I was just talking to Dr. Trinidad, Dr. Alma, it's like being and speaking sort of from inside of your words. If you believe your words, if you believe what you are passionate about, so when you get up and speak, sort of kind of holding that sense of believing what your words are, that might help you to calm a little bit. Take a pause before you start speaking. If you start off and you're just like, oh gosh, just take a moment, because you can then come back to the microphone and try again. Does that sound okay? Sort of. So with this recording, we are going to put the full video on our website. And this is for other people to learn a little bit more about what we do with Build EXITO. If for any reason you are not comfortable with having your elevator pitch online, and you're like, absolutely, that's not something I want, please come tell us. Come tell me, Carlos, May, Kay, or you can email us at exito@pdx.edu, but just let us know. I'm going to hand this over to Tori, and he's going to explain the process of getting from your table to this little staging area and to the microphone. And it is going to be sort of a seamless process where we have to be kind of quiet. One other thing, this is like everyone here has your back, right? Everybody here is in support. We want you to do well. So kind of keeping that as we're at our tables and watching people, being respectful, being quiet, really having the best, projecting the best feelings to whoever is up here talking. Okay? All right.
Hi, I'm Liana Camacho, and I'm currently a nursing major. On a personal note, I'm a mother of two. My eldest actually faces some challenges. So he was low of birth rate and also was identified of hearing loss at birth. He is also recently diagnosed with ADHD and is on speculation of autoimmune disease. These factors drive me to my research interests. I want to study in midwifery, hopefully to understand more in STDs in pregnancy. When we think of STDs, we think about how it's sexually transmitted. We don't tend to think about how it's transmitted during pregnancy and childbirth. So with research, we're restricted to what we can do with these diseases. So the ultimate goal is for our future generation to vaccinate these diseases, also treat it and cure it. But hopefully, we get that done by tomorrow.
Okay, Hafide Zantiro, Na'an Husi. My name is Shanty Espinosa. I come from the beautiful island of Saipan, and I attend classes at the Northern Marianas College. My interests are in clinical and medical science with an emphasis in community health. The issue that I want to tackle is how our diet in the islands affect the risk of hemodialysis. And hemodialysis is a machine that acts as a special kidney to those who suffer with kidney failure. And in addition, I am interested in how the kidney and diabetes correlate and how the production of inadequate insulin can be revived through beta cells. I recognize how potential this issue is because not only is it prevalent in my community, but it is also prevalent in my family as well. And I want to help prevent this issue because I want to help the youth and help from it becoming an epidemic and an outbreak in my island.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chandra Deseo. I am from the Northern Marianas College, which is in Saipan in the Northern Mariana Islands. I'm currently a liberal arts major, but I'm planning to switch to a biology major once I transfer next year, hopefully. So the topic that drew me into a health-related field of study in the first place is diabetes due to personal reasons due to my family's previous and current issues relating to diabetes. And I know that this topic has been done and deeply researched countless times before, but if given the chance, I would like to focus on how diabetes can actually increase the speed of metastasis in our body. So in case you didn't know, metastasis is the spreading of cancer throughout our body originating from like one already existing cancer. Oh, sorry. So the goal here is to minimize the number of cancers a single person can have because one is already too much and people do not need to suffer any more than they have to. And we all know that diabetes and cancer are the two leading diseases in the world, and this is also prevalent in our community in Saipan. So perhaps by understanding the link between the two, we can also understand both diseases more separately. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Sophia Kim, and I am currently majoring in liberal arts at Northern Marianas College at Saipan. My current research interest is on climate change and pollution, more specifically microdust particles. Today I found that people are actually paying for fresh and clean air because they buy air purifiers or masks to protect themselves from the microdust particles in the atmosphere. They also choose to pay to travel or move to the other countries with cleaner air because they are concerned about their health or their children's health or to improve their quality of life. And like the microdust is one of the major causes of air pollution, especially in the East Asia. They're also known as PM 2.5, which refers to the particulate matter that has a diameter of less than 2.5 micrometers. Our skin pores are like 20 times larger than those dust, which allows them to get easily absorbed through our skin. And when they are inhaled or absorbed, they could also penetrate the deepest area of our lung, causing the respiratory diseases and weaken our immune system. So I'm interested to study the air pollution and how it affects our body. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Joshua Zulueta. I am an NMC student from Saipan. I currently major in business with an emphasis in computer applications, and I'll major in either computer or civil engineering when I transfer to PSU. As of now, I'm actually interested in sustainable design. More specifically, I want to design sustainable, efficient, and typhoon-resilient buildings. I could even design structures that could endure natural disasters through something called biomimicry. Biomimicry is the approach of designing our world based on natural things to improve innovation. So I chose this outlier of a topic because of the 2 super typhoons that struck Saipan in recent years, each destroying so many homes, one time including mine. It is my hope that through this program, I could make a difference in people's lives by creating homes that could be safe and secure from disasters as well as resilient, just like the people living in them. Thank you.
Hafaday, my name is David Roberto, and I am from the island of Saipan, as well as a student from the Northern Marianas College. Currently, my major is in liberal arts with an emphasis in health, but when I transfer to Portland State University in the fall of next year, I plan on changing my major to applied health and fitness. I am interested in researching the correlation between non-communicable diseases and Native Pacific Islanders. Because of much of the population in the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, a U.S. territory in the Western Pacific, and where Saipan is located, suffer from non-communicable diseases, mainly diabetes. This is not a recent problem. Native Pacific Islanders have been suffering from this for many generations now, and I would like to take a deeper look into why this has been going on for so long. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joyce Cuenca, and I am a current student of the Northern Marianas College in Saipan, Northern Mariana Islands. I am new to the field of research, but I am interested in researching about bacteria, viruses, and genetic mutations. The research that I am recently looking into is the development of antimicrobial resistance among bacteria and viruses, in which these microorganisms change or mutate as they get exposed to antimicrobial drugs, causing the ineffectivity of medicines, particularly antibiotics. And today, an increasing rate of cases directly related to antibiotic resistance are being recorded in all countries. It greatly threatens our ability to treat common infectious diseases and could greatly compromise the success of medical procedures such as organ transplants, cancer, chemotherapy, and major surgeries. So I want to know how to stop the acceleration of its emergence and spread it throughout every society across the globe. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alicia. I'm a student here at Portland State University studying biochemistry with a minor in Spanish. I'm on a pre-med track. I'm interested in a wide range of research from neurodegeneration to radiation oncology, but the one that sparks me the most is in genetic radiotherapy. Genetic radiotherapy is a therapy used to selectively target cancerous tumors as opposed to more common treatments such as chemotherapy. A lot of patients are forced to withdraw from chemotherapy due to the toxicity and towards the healthy tissues. And I've been a witness to a couple of people that have lost their lives due to how strong the chemotherapies are, and I hope to be a step in finding a more efficient treatment option. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Andrea Leung, and I'm currently a student at Portland State University. I'm majoring in health science, and I would have graduated high school a few weeks ago if I didn't have take 2 English class, went through many girls wrestling tournaments, which I've never wrestled before until last year. All just to graduate early, and was able to travel from north to south of Vietnam last summer. I was able to see the challenges that Vietnam healthcare was facing, such as non-communicable and infectious disease, aging population, and inadequate access of healthcare. I'm specifically interested in researching women healthcare and how the challenges the world faced affects the populations of women. For example, most women in Vietnam live longer than their husbands, but don't have the access to healthcare because they've either stayed home most of their lives or just have really low income. With the aging population, women are in greater risk of getting health conditions like dementia. I'm looking forward to bringing my knowledge from my research to countries like Vietnam. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Victoria Kincaid. I'm currently a student here at Portland State University, pursuing a degree in psychology as well as a minor in ASL on the pre-medical track. My current research interests lie around developing culturally competent care for adolescents who need psychiatric interventions. More specifically, I'm interested in developing this care for adolescents who have multiple intersecting marginalized identities. I'm interested in researching the effects of antidepressants classified as SSRIs and how the most popular ones used for adults often have very adverse effects on adolescent populations. I want to ask why certain psychiatric interventions work so well for an adult population but have such an adverse effect on younger people. I'd like to further examine how many of these adverse effects are based on biological factors and research which ones are sociocultural. I want to determine what, if any, psychotherapeutic measures can combat these adverse effects if they are, in fact, sociocultural and non-biological. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Hinda. I'm a psychology major at Portland State on the pre-medical track. I'm also minoring in community health. I'm really passionate about researching mental health, specifically in East African countries. I'm from Somalia, where mental health is not considered to be a real problem, and people with mental illnesses aren't taken seriously. They either believe they're possessed or are labeled insane, believe there's no cure, there's no treatments that exist for them. So yeah, in our language, we don't have words for bipolar, schizophrenia, or any other mental illness, and those are things that I plan on targeting when I move back. I plan to become a psychiatrist and open my own mental health clinic. There are currently only 3 psychiatrists serving the country with a population of almost 15 million. And I want to run a mental health campaign and research, and conduct research. My research that I would want to conduct is more of a medical anthropology approach. I want to find out what makes Somalis historically deny the validity of mental illness and shame those affected by it. And I want to use those findings to then develop a way to make a curriculum to educate the people there. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Cassandra Corman. I go to Portland State, and I am working towards a double major in psychology and Spanish. The topic I'm interested in doing further research in regards cultural competence in the field of psychotherapy. Psychotherapists have an intimate role with people, and this means crucial treatments must be culturally adapted to best fit different populations. I want to analyze the strategies that effectively take into consideration cultural sensitivities, minimize bias in assessment tools, and empower and support clients of color. For my research, I will focus majorly on the Latino population. Just 1% of U.S. psychologists are Latinos, according to Chen and Rizzo, and only 4% of psych programs in the U.S. have a required course on minority assessments. In the USA, we have a Eurocentric perspective of health and illness that doesn't support views of minority cultures often. As well as white therapists sometimes are unable to empathize with the trauma associated with the experiences of minority or have colorblind attitudes where they do not correlate race and mental health. There are also language barriers that affect quality of treatment. So our society demands research beyond the confines of traditional psychology. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Evie Thompson. I currently attend Clark College to get my direct transfer degree. I hope to major in biology and eventually get into genetic research. I want to specialize within genetic mutations, and this is because my mother has a rare form of cancer, adenoid cystic carcinoma. Upon my last read, researchers believe that this is formed by the genetic mutation and merging of 2 different genes, although they have yet to identify the second gene. I want to get into clinical research because of the fact that I want to work personally with the patients to figure out how their genetic mutations are affecting their lives. I believe there is valuable insight in learning about the stories and the experiences of these people with genetic mutations that we wouldn't get if we just had their data on a spreadsheet, essentially. My eventual goal is to get to the point where we learn how to prevent these diseases because of their genetic mutations rather than just to simply look for something to happen after it's too late and there is already a very steady mutation line. My mother got to and continues to do the things that she loves because of the fact that her cancer was caught so early, and I want to be able to give the chance to other people who may experience the same thing. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Teresa Simmons. I'm currently a student at Clark College right now, and in the fall I'll be starting my 2nd year there. And then after that I'll be transferring to a 4-year university where I'll be studying psychology. My current research interest is finding a better treatment option for people with schizophrenia. So right now the most common option is antipsychotic medication, and while usually it's pretty good with most of the symptoms in schizophrenia, it has a lot of negative side effects and really bad withdrawal symptoms. And a lot of people with schizophrenia have trouble taking their medication daily, or they'll start taking the medication, feel that it works, and then stop taking, which is where the withdrawal symptoms come in. Another thing that's not addressed in people with schizophrenia with their treatment or with the doctors or just the general population is that 60% of males with schizophrenia will attempt suicide in their life. 60% is obviously way more than it should be. It's a lot. And so a lot of these antipsychotic medications can actually make it worse, especially when you add in the withdrawal symptoms. And so essentially, I just want to investigate a better treatment option for people with schizophrenia to decrease that risk of suicide and make a better quality of life for them.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mary Gonzalez, and I'm a student at Clackamas. I plan on transferring to PSU and getting a degree in psychology with a focus on pre-med. With my research, I'd like to work with studying U.S. prison populations and reducing the number of inmates not receiving diagnosis or aid for their mental health issues. Our current policy requires all correctional facilities to offer mental health evaluations to each inmate on a weekly or monthly basis, but this isn't really working out as it's supposed to, and it shows because in 2015, 18% of all people in correctional facilities either attempted or committed suicide. If we can compare these percentages of inmates, populations diagnosed and treated for mental health issues to the populations at other correctional facilities throughout the nation, ideally the percentages would be pretty similar. But where we would find outliers are the places that aren't really diagnosing their patient or the inmates or paying attention to the mental health aspect of everything. My plan is that with this work, we'll be able to lower the U.S. prison population due to the increased access of mental health aid and set people up for success. Moving on. Yeah.
Hello, my fellow citizens. I'm Ethan Smith. I'm from PSU. I'm born here in Portland. Portland has a homeless problem. It got so bad, actually, that the city of Beaverton passed a ban on homelessness. So people can't really sleep in their cars anywhere in Beaverton. And I thought this was a problem, so I created a coalition. And we created a program where they have parking spots in churches. So I created that, and it's actually it's running right now. So I'm studying healthcare administration, and I plan to create and promote programs to help the homeless throughout Portland, throughout Oregon, throughout the world, to create a better world. Thank you.
Hi, my name is, step up, okay, is this good? Like over here? Okay. My name is Dmitry Buckaloo. I am currently a student at Clackamas Community College, but I plan to transfer to Portland State University and major both in biochemistry and biomedical physics. Now, right now, in a broad sense, my research interest is in medical entomology, but I'm focusing more on a molecular level, as molecular entomology is generally focused on more of disease vectors and water contamination. However, recently, I think in 2011, there was a lab in Japan that focused on the proboscis of mosquitoes to develop new ways to create the points of needles that can be inserted into human patients with a lot less pain and discomfort. Anyways, that's the kind of research I want to do, and I think that that's the kind of research that needs to happen for new innovations in areas where traditional methods have sort of stagnated.
Hello, my name is Jeanette Dornbos. I'm from Clark College and I'm studying psychology. I have been an RA in Dr. Miriyama's research project where we studied how interacting with companion animals through virtual reality helps reduce depression and anxiety. This inspired me to pursue a career in research. Specifically, I'm interested in investigating how mindfulness practices influence young children's experience with mental illness. According to the Child's Mental Health Report in 2010, 5 out of 10 American youth experience mental illness before they reach the age of 18. Mindfulness could be a cost-effective way to prevent the increasing number of people who suffer from mental illness, while also creating a good foundation of skills to deal with the common stresses in life. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Michael Nunnerly. I go to Clark College and plan to major in psychology and then later get a doctorate in neuroscience. I am interested in investigating Alzheimer's disease because it's one of the most significant diseases that our population faces. In 2015, almost 30 million people were suffering from Alzheimer's worldwide. It is most prevalent in older people, affecting 6% of people over 65 years of age, and was responsible for almost 2 million deaths in the same year. With medical advancements, length of life has increased, but we also need to focus on quality of life. Because the development of Alzheimer's is progressive and irreversible, I would like to research a way to detect the possibility of pre-onset Alzheimer's in order to work towards early prevention for people at risk. By doing so, we can help not only Alzheimer's patients, but the family, friends, and people that surround them. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Queen Revelito, and I'm here from Clark College. My interest in research span a wide range of disciplines, but at the moment I have found passion in antibiotic research. The first antibiotic, penicillin, revolutionized medicine, but very shortly after that discovery, it was noted that bacteria are gaining immune effects, were becoming immune to its effects. Now, almost a century later, we are faced with a crisis that is so severe that it's putting us back to a pre-antibiotic era. Pathogenic microbes are gaining antibiotic resistance and are proliferating. One of the examples is MRSA, which has a 20 to 50% mortality rate. In 1963, a predatory bacterial species was discovered. Their prey are other bacteria, so it's literally bacterial cannibalism. These bacteria may one day be our best chance against antibiotic-resistant pathogens. So my question is, with the use of new technology, can we utilize this evolutionary phenomenon to our advantage? Can we edit the genes of predatory bacteria to target specific pathogens efficiently, safely, and affordably? Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Angel Bowie, and I am currently attending Clark College and plan to transfer to PSU to work towards an environmental sciences and biology degree. I'm interested in exploring a deeper functional understanding of nature and how we can find inspiration through exploration. Nature through evolution has already solved many problems that cause or contribute to human disease, and we are all interconnected. My current research interest is in biomimicry in the natural world and how to systematically apply nature-inspired design to improve human conditions in many areas, such as pharmaceutical and medical studies, urban infrastructure, and efficiency in energy waste systems. My general question is how we can encompass these unique properties and incorporate them to current ideas and build data to advance knowledge in the science world. I am not certain of my path, but I am excited to collaborate with my community and motivated towards finding explanations to the how and why.
Aloha, everyone. My name is Dara KQB. I'm a student here at PSU. I'm majoring in health sciences and minoring in biology with a pre-health track of pre-nursing. The topic that interests me the most is diabetes. Diabetes is a problem with the body that causes blood sugar levels to rise higher than normal. There are two types of diabetes. There's type 1 and there's type 2. The main difference is that people with type 1 diabetes does not produce insulin and people with type 2 does. After doing my research on my family and my community back home in Hawaii, I found out that diabetes is the most common disease that we have. Every year, thousands of people in Hawaii are diagnosed with diabetes. Diabetes is common and it isn't entirely considered an inherited disease, but it can have some genetic factors that can be passed down. According to the American Diabetes Association, there are approximately 140 people suffering from diabetes in Hawaii, and that's approximately 12% of the population, and 442 people that has pre-diabetes. My research goal is to understand which pathways guide beta cell spread and find approaches to make more beta cells to prevent or treat diabetes and give back to my community back home. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sara Diaz-Anaya, and I'm an undergraduate student here at Portland State University, majoring in psychology on the pre-medicine track. For some time, I got to volunteer at a family birth center and have acted as an interpreter for many Spanish-speaking Latinx women. This experience inspired me to do research in neonatal units and specifically in preterm births and premature birth prevention. In the past 25 years, the U.S. has experienced a rise in preterm births with noticeable disparities in African American and Latinx communities. Because research in pediatrics is especially restraining for ethical reasons, I would like to go out and analyze environmental and financial risk factors that these mothers go through, as well as health risk factors that all come into play in unborn babies. Infant mortality rates are much higher for premature babies, and getting to see firsthand the work done at the Family Birth Center and experiences pregnant women go through motivates me to work towards the research goal with the underrepresented communities. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Rasal Mikhail. I'm the first generation college student majoring in health studies, health sciences with a minor in psychology. The topic I'm interested in researching is mental illnesses and the availability of treatments in third world countries. Specifically, I'm interested in the effect of gender inequality on young women developing mental illnesses in the Middle East. I spent most of my childhood in Iraq. I got to experience the beauty of a culture that is family-oriented. As a family, we rely on each other and take care of one another. However, from a young age, I recognized that there were things that we just did not talk about. Due to cultural stigma, no one talked about mental health issues. This especially affects young women in developing mental illnesses due to the gender inequality. Many young women develop conditions such as depression and are not able to seek treatments. Also, mental health issues are they're not very accessible to treatments for them. My goal is to conduct research to bring awareness to this issue and come up with ways to make mental health treatments more accessible to women in the Middle East. For instance, using technology to develop a tool that provides resources for women to seek help and learn more about the importance of their mental health. Thank you.
Check. All right, cool. So, hi everyone. My name is Rami Arslami, or Ram for short. I come from a Kurdish and Persian background. Next fall, I'm going to be a junior at PSU's Honors College, and I'm studying pre-medicine with a health studies, health sciences major background. Coming from a Kurdish background, people of my culture have always been overlooked, so I hope to inspire everyone, chase their dreams and ambitions, no matter the background you're from. Unfortunately, my grandpa was diagnosed with bladder cancer, and he passed away 6 years. But that drive and that fire has pushed me to hopefully do cancer research one day. Around 500,000 people who get diagnosed with cancer don't actually know they have cancer. So my hope is that I can produce an early detection device that will allow people to go back home and just use a device very similar to a glucose blood sugar device, where just a single drop of blood is able to detect cancer in the body, and therefore use treatment to have more easy accessibility and a more easier treatment plan as well. And hopefully we can put cancer to an end and save the millions of lives that are affected each year. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Alondra. I'm a student here at PSU. I'm pursuing mechanical engineering. I wasn't always interested in mechanical engineering. It wasn't until I was part of a group that was designing a payload to send up to the stratosphere during the eclipse that happened in August 2017. So that was really fun for me. I really want to, sorry, I'm getting a little nervous. So I want to get into atmospheric research, more specifically the ozone layer. As of November 2018, the ozone layer has been healing, so I'd want to be able to prevent this from happening further in the future, as well as researching how radiation can affect people in our communities and help them, just to see how radiation affects people's health.
Hello, my name is Rhonda Hanna, and I'm currently a student at Portland State University, majoring in general science and minoring in chemistry. I am interested in researching coronary heart disease and how it is related to socially disadvantaged populations. I first became interested in coronary heart disease when I attended a charter school called the Center for Advanced Learning my junior year of high school. At the center, we were assigned to build a 3D model of the human heart and make it work. And we also researched different heart conditions, and coronary heart disease piqued my interest because of the people it affected. So a little bit about coronary heart disease. It is also known as coronary artery disease. Coronary artery disease involves damaging the heart's major blood vessels and is usually caused by a buildup of plaque that causes the arteries to narrow, limiting blood flow to the heart. It is very common and affects 3 million people in the United States each year. This is a chronic condition that can last for years or be lifelong. The chance someone can get coronary heart disease may be affected by social determinants such as income, employment, and education. So that is what I would like to research.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Vijani Lianarachi. I'm an undergraduate at Portland State University. I'm pursuing my major in biology with a minor in chemistry. I would like to go into virology or viral research, which is the research of viruses and how they interact with our body and how to have good treatment plans for that. I'm interested in this because I'm currently interested in dengue or dengue, which is a mosquito-driven illness that causes vascular leaks that can be fatal. It is very prevalent in my country, Sri Lanka, family members that were affected, and it's also spreading in the United States. So that's what I'm interested in. And the kind of research that I would like to look into is the vaccine studies of dengue, especially in their non-structural protein 1, which is one of the proteins that it produces that causes the vascular leaks. I would like to look into how that can be put into a vaccine. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is KJ Flores. I use they, them, theirs pronouns, and I'm an undergraduate at Portland State University. I'm interested in the interplay between public health and environmental issues and the relations between questions about spatial justice, environmental racism, land use, and community health outcomes. My goal is to perform research that advances our understanding of how the environment and design impact public health and how the demands of responding to climate crisis can provide openings to create positive change in our communities. My interest comes from growing up in low-income communities exposed to urban and industrial environments that were not designed to support the safety and health of those communities and families. My hope is to use the lenses of research and my experience to contribute to resilient and just communities for everyone. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Angie Sullivan, also known as G. Prachansatit. I am a student at PSU studying psychology and public health. I am interested in epigenetics, specifically generational trauma. Originally, I wanted to do ACE, which is adverse childhood experiences. Because of my experience and my family's experience with mental health, that had an increase of depression. Which is why I want to look at our family lineage, what has happened in the past. And we see a suicide rate of 28.2% increase since 1999. This is about 2 people dying per day in Oregon. 4 out of 5 attempts are male. So I hope with my research, I'll be able to, I hope my topic of research of generational trauma can provide not only when it happens, where it happens, and how it affects us so that we can reduce suicide attempts. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Lauren Shepard. I'm a returning student studying civil engineering at Clackamas Community College. When I went to college the first time, I had the opportunity to volunteer in New Orleans following Hurricane Katrina. Almost 15 years later, I'm still realizing the impact of that experience, but I did have 2 specific epiphanies that have led me to where I am today. My first realization was that as a civil engineer, you're responsible for a countless number of lives. When the levees broke in New Orleans, over 80% of the city flooded. Hundreds of thousands of homes and businesses were destroyed. Secondly, I saw firsthand that during a natural disaster, vulnerable and disenfranchised communities are disproportionately affected. The CDC says that 71% of the people who died during Hurricane Katrina belonged to a vulnerable population, and the neighborhoods that experienced the most damage were predominantly Black and low income. As our global climate continues to change, this problem will only become more pressing. So I'm asking the question, how do we engineer and implement solutions that will increase survival and resiliency rates of vulnerable populations following natural disaster? It's a complex question that will require interdisciplinary cooperation to solve, but I believe that our generation of researchers are up to the challenge. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Gabriel. I am a current post-bac undergraduate student at Portland State. I'm pursuing a degree in biochemistry with the intention to practice medicine. I'm interested in obstetric care, particularly maternal fetal care. Maternal fetal medicine deals with high-risk pregnancies and treating women who have comorbidities like diabetes, hypertension, things of that nature. I grew up in a border town in Arizona called Nogales, and I grew up primarily in a household of women. So my interest in practicing maternal fetal care is to treat women of color who are 2 to 4 times higher to experience maternal mortality and other complications. So I hope to research ways to combat that and ways to treat obstetric abnormalities. Thank you.
I cured muscular dystrophy. At least that's what I want to say one day. I'm Deidre Blazier. I'm from Clackamas Community College. I am a biology major, as well as a Build EXITO scholar for biomedical research. When I was 8, my mom was diagnosed with myasthenia gravis. My mom has suffered 21 years in hopes that someone would find a cure. I want to be that person. She's still here fighting and writing her story. We are not alone. Many families and lives are in turmoil every year due to muscular dystrophies. I am passionate, determined, and focused to cure muscular dystrophies once and for all. I want families to know there is a cure out there, not just treatable. Everyone deserves a life without suffering.
Good afternoon. My name is Claire Hansen, and I'm a returning student pursuing a degree in psychology at Portland State University. Depression affects people from all walks of life, no matter their background or socioeconomic status. Unfortunately, there is still stigma that surrounds mental health issues, and some people within the field of healthcare still view these disorders, such as depression, as a weakness. But similar to the way anyone can develop certain physical health issues, mental health issues aren't always preventable. Underdiagnosed or undertreated depression can take an economic toll on individuals, families, organizations, and communities as a whole. It can lead to reduced educational attainment, lower earning potential, and higher rates of unemployment. We all know someone who is dealing with mental health issues. It affects all of us, either directly or indirectly. Navigating through the healthcare system can be difficult and scary, especially with mental illness. I want to find solutions to expand ongoing access for vulnerable and underrepresented populations through education and advocacy work. We can make a difference, and I'm passionate about helping others realize they are not alone. Thank you.
Yeah, greetings and talofa. My name is Gracelynn from American Samoa, currently attending ASCC, majoring in human services and hoping to attend PSU next fall. Anxiety, depression, and stress are a few of the emotions women that encounter stillbirth go through. Sometimes women in my culture are reluctant to talk about the emotional and psychological distress they undergo, mainly because of the fear of overstepping cultural boundaries. Often, culture is separated from psychological intervention when it comes to prevention. However, I want to integrate cultural intervention and American psychological intervention so that culture is recognized and my people are more susceptible to treatment and therapy already available but not culturally accepted. Culture is important, but so is the psychological well-being of our women. With the results of my research, I hope to expose a new type of mindset to where people with cultural boundaries will understand the treatment offered.
With a population of 55,641 people, the island of American Samoa has an adult obesity rate of 93.5% and a childhood obesity rate of 34%. I want to study the prevalency of childhood obesity in American Samoa and ways that we as a society can control and prevent such a disease. Obesity is the most common type of non-communicable disease on island, and it can lead to other life-threatening diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, and hypertension. I want to specifically focus on children because instead of controlling the rates of obesity in adults, I want to target and eliminate the problem at its source. I want to study obesity because I want to make a positive change for the future generations of American Samoa. My name is Fiona Fennell. I am a health science scholar from ASCC, and I want to pursue a degree and a career in public health and epidemiology. Thank you.
Talofa. My name is Monique Hollister, and I am a student at the American Samoa Community College, majoring in liberal arts. I hope to transfer to Portland State University next year fall to major in mechanical engineering with the aim to enhance technologies today that are compatible with environmental sustainability. The reason why I take interest in this particular area of research is because the rates of global warming are not slowing down, as shown by the significant rise in sea level experienced by the majority of my people in the Pacific Islands who live along the shorelines. And another example could be the unpredictable weather patterns that resulting in typhoons or cyclones, like the recent cyclone Gita in American Samoa that resulted in damages of over $220 million US, and that we are still recovering from today. Thus, creating and implementing different technologies to sustain an environment will surely help slow the rates of global warming, provide awareness for islanders who are uneducated about it, and hopefully allow my island to stay afloat for another century or so. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Francella Pola. I attend the American Samoa Community College, majoring in health science. My interests lie in oral health, hence my aspiration to become a periodontist, as well as my Pacific Island communities. I'm interested in oral health because one of the first things you see when you meet someone is their smile. And, if I'm not the reason as to why they smile, then I want to at least be the reason as why they can smile. So back in the islands, not a lot of people know it, but dental caries is a major problem, specifically periodontal disease, which is a major cause of diabetes, which is more than 70% of my population. It's kind of worse for diabetic patients because in a way, their teeth, bone, and gums recede faster, and I want to be able to regenerate them. Sure, there are solutions such as bone and gum grafting. However, I want to find something that is more affordable for my island and that caters to all of us, including diabetics. With this research, I hope to not only contribute to my island, my community, but also maybe here and possibly worldwide. Thank you.
Talofa, my name is Carolyn PT Sona. I'm attending the American Samoa Community College. I plan to attend PSU next year in the fall and major in public health. In 2008, 866 patients were being dialyzed at the LBJ Tropical Medical Center in American Samoa. And in 2009, that number rose to 957. And by 2010, the number of patients receiving hemodialysis was 1,127. In 2015, the only dialysis center in American Samoa was temporarily shut down due to contaminated solutions that were used in the dialysis machines, where patients went 3 or more days without treatment, putting them at high risk of death. This event will be all too common if we do not secure the resources and infrastructures that are necessary to treat our growing number of patients that require dialysis. And more importantly, greater efforts need to be placed on community awareness and education on preventative measures and long-term solutions to this epidemic that is plaguing the people of American Samoa. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Genesis Osegueda. I am currently an undergraduate at Portland State University and currently majoring in social work with a minor in Spanish in hopes of becoming a clinical social worker. The reason I'm in Build EXITO is because I'm interested in researching mental health, but more specifically in adolescent youth. The prevalence of mental health amongst adolescents is vastly growing in today's society, and half of all mental illnesses begin by the age of 14. My younger brother is one of those adolescents, and the reason I want to research more into the social determinants of mental health, the interventions we as a society can take, and the differences between someone's brain who has a mental illness and someone who doesn't. Although there's research out there about mental health, I still feel like there's so much we can do as a society, and there's still so much work. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Guadalupe Duran. I am an undergraduate student at Portland State University. I am majoring in biology with a minor in chemistry. I aspire to become a physician scientist in the field of pediatric oncology. I specifically want to focus my research efforts on creating better treatment options that reduce the influence of race and ethnicity on survival rates in children with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Current drugs being utilized for children with ALL remain inadequate because the genetic composition of different races, especially African American and Hispanic children, are not being taken into account. So common drugs being used to treat ALL, like methotrexate, has high survival rates for white children, but not others. For this reason, I want to dedicate my career to finding a drug that also offers hope to our communities and specific our children. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Winnie Bell Cadiz. I go by Winnie, like Winnie the Pooh, and I'm from Oahu, Hawaii, but I go to Portland State University, and I'm pursuing a psychology degree, a Bachelor of Arts in psychology, and my research interests are a variety of mental disorders, specifically Alzheimer's and dementia, anxiety and depression, and autism, and this is because of these facts. Alzheimer's and dementia is the 6th leading cause of death in America. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in America, and 1 in 59 children are diagnosed with autism annually. So what I want to know is I want to create a system so that these mental disorders can be catched earlier on, because I know kids with autism can be diagnosed as early as 3 or 4, but many of them get diagnosed at the age of 8. So that's what I want to do from Build EXITO. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Mika Bushell. I am a biology student currently attending the University of Alaska Anchorage, and I plan to become an investigative clinical pathologist because I want to help diagnose diseases and develop new treatment plans for patients. When I was younger, I had a family member who was unfortunately diagnosed with MS, multiple sclerosis, which is a debilitating autoimmune disorder, and that limited their abilities and confined them to a wheelchair. Presently, the cause of MS is unknown, and it is more prevalent in women than men. Although there are treatments to slow the onset of symptoms, there is no cure. I am very interested in research regarding the molecular processes in the development of multiple sclerosis, as well as the genetic environmental interplay that may cause women to have an increased chance of developing this disorder. I hope to use this research to help develop new treatment options and intervention strategies for MS. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Katherine Oda and I am from Portland State University. I am currently majoring in general science with a focus in pre-dentistry. As we all know, it is very common in America to remove wisdom teeth once they start coming out. In 2011, 10 million wisdom teeth were removed. Usually, oral surgeons take wisdom teeth out in case they cause a tumor, cyst, or cause an infection. Another study from also 2011 shows that out of 6,000 Greek patients who had their wisdom teeth removed, only 2.8% of them actually had a cyst or tumor. I would like to examine and research more about the costs and benefits of keeping or removing the wisdom teeth. I would like to do this. My interest came from because my mom took advantage of keeping her wisdom teeth, and right now, as she got older and she had problems with her molars and she had to take them out, she is using her wisdom tooth for a bridge instead of having a denture. I think this is very beneficial because it saved her a lot of money, money for the surgery to take the wisdom tooth out, and also the extra money for the denture. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joan Manino Kabag, currently pursuing a Bachelor of Health Science pre-professional and physician assistant track at University of Alaska Anchorage. As a Build EXITO scholar, I am interested in curing Alzheimer's disease and different types of dementia that affect entire family that can be overwhelming, such as sadness and depression. There's one treatment currently being developed that I'm interested in, using electric stimulation that makes your brain to be young again. I hope that these findings will set the stage for improving cognition in both healthy adults and people who experience these diseases. These findings will give new insights of the brain basis for age-relating working memory decline and show unchangeable age-related changes. As patients' memories are improving, all families and friends will never forget about their good memories over the period of their lifetime. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Anna Wen, and I'm pursuing a bachelor's in environment and society at the University of Alaska, Anchorage. I had the opportunity to build trails, learn about sustainability, and partake in a sea kayaking expedition. Learning about the different ecosystems and stewardship opportunities sparked my interest to do research and fieldwork, specifically how ocean acidification affects vital ecosystems and marine life. Ocean acidification has increased by 30% since the Industrial Revolution and will keep growing if proper action is not taken now. I believe it is very important to not only conduct research, but also advocate for change and become aware of one's environmental impact. Thank you.
How's it going, everybody? I'd like to start off by saying it's a pleasure and an honor to be standing here in front of all of you. My name is Jose Camara. I'm from PCC, and I'm also a biochemistry major. So I want to bring up a topic that's sure to impact a lot of us. Bacteria are getting really good at evading our drugs, and they're producing all these toxins that are terrible for us. So I kind of want to use recombinant DNA technology to synthesize a metabolic process that can take these toxins and turn them into something beneficial to both the host and the pathogen, or bacteria. I think we would all benefit from that kind of symbiotic relationship, and it would be cool. Let's see. I think it would be great to introduce clinics and hospitals to this idea, since that's where most of these pathogens develop resistance. I really like this idea because I love DNA, and I like metabolic pathways and the chemistry behind it, and also microbes.
Hello, everyone. Start off, I am nervous, so please excuse me if I stammer. I'm Tyndall Sakhalinde. I am Zambian, and I'm currently a student at PCC. I would like to pursue a degree in biology with an emphasis later on in immunology or pathology. According to the World Health Organization, there were an estimated 219 million cases of malaria worldwide. And of these cases, there were 435,000 deaths in 87 countries worldwide. So this is a big problem for most people from sub-Saharan Africa or tropical countries. I would like to be a part of a team that specifically targets and isolates the genetic sequence in the malaria, in the parasite, that causes this disease and increases the resistance of malaria to the drugs that we have currently. This has impacted my life, my family's life, and I know that there are people who die from this, and it's constant. And I just want to be there to make the vaccine and distribute it to people who need it. Now, not tomorrow. We need to do this. It's a problem. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tyler Robin, and I'm a student at Portland Community College. I am a biochemistry major. I'm interested in sustainability, but right now I'm hoping to understand the health effects of microplastics in the human system. Microplastics are less than 5 meters in diameter and are everywhere. Research shows that we ingest 74,000 microplastics a year. They're coming from the food we eat, to the things we drink, to the air that we breathe. Ultimately, we're unsure of the long-term effects on the human system, but different plastics cause different problems. Some toxins can impact your immune system, gut health, as well as intensifying pre-existing conditions. Some added small molecules in plastics look very similar to hormone molecules in our bodies and are suspected to be linked to hormone-related illnesses. Going forward, I hope I'll be able to understand how these microplastics affect the body and how we can minimize these effects and potentially replace the plastics with biodegradable, less impactful options. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nancy McKenzie. I'm currently studying at PCC, pursuing biochemistry and neuropsychology. Currently, the World Health Organization lists depression as the #1 illness and disability. Current neuroimmunological research is looking at depression as a potential microglial disease. Microglia are the immune cells of the brain, and they also play a role in mood. Inflammation of these cells can lead to depression. But what causes that inflammation? I'd like to expand research on depression and as an immune response, specifically in disease populations. This is important to me because 32 years of my life, I was part of a disease population. I didn't realize how much it was defining my mental health. My goal is to contribute to uncovering the biological mechanisms of depression and to use what I learn in advocacy and support of increased incorporation of mental health as part of a whole health system. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Oriah Green, and I'm currently a biology major at PCC. I'm interested in going into the field of immunology, specifically focusing on infectious diseases such as viral cancers and HIV. HIV in the African American population within women is 15 times higher than non-communities of color, and 8 times higher within African American males than non-communities of color, and nothing is being done about it. When coming across these statistics, I had one main question: why are the numbers so high within my community and not within the non-people of color community? The healthcare system is not made for underrepresented communities. Why aren't clinical trials reaching my community? I want to pursue a MD PhD so I can work on clinical and research solutions to improve this issue and others similar to it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Yesenia, and I'm currently enrolled at PCC. I want to major in public health and minor in Spanish. One aspect of research that I want to pursue is the impact agriculture workers have due to the exposure to agricultural chemicals, such as pesticides and toxic chemicals. According to the National Geographic Society, 40% of today's global population works in agriculture. Agriculture workers have the greater risk of cancer, illnesses, and learning disabilities. What inspired me from pursuing this research is because I come from an agriculture family. I witnessed the impact agriculture chemicals had and is having currently in my community. I want to research ways to reduce health risk among agricultural workers that will power policy change, such as collecting data, additionally test interventions that will give me the best outcomes and improvement to reduce the impact of agriculture chemicals.
Half a day, everyone. My name is Shauna Bataklan, and I am entering my second year at the University of Guam as a biomed major. My research interest involves the field of maternal-fetal health, particularly the lack of prenatal care received by women in underserved communities on the island of Guam. Research conducted since 2004 has shown that some women on the island fail to reach out for prenatal care. This could be due to several reasons, such as lack of health insurance, no transportation, or lack of awareness. Women who fail to receive prenatal care face several complications during pregnancy and delivery, including prematurity, birth defects, or fetal death. I would like to investigate the effects of the lack of prenatal care on the island and how it affects the community, as well as the response of Guam's healthcare system to this issue. With the results of this study, I aspire to assist the island, my home, with raising awareness and addressing the issue of the effects of the lack of prenatal care in hopes that one day my research may create an impact for future generations. Thank you.
Hafa, my name is Mackenzie Urbano, and I am currently an incoming sophomore from the University of Guam, and I am a dual major in biology and chemistry. For my research, I am interested in finding a permanent and preventable solution for autoimmune diseases, more specifically Guillain-Barré syndrome caused by flu vaccinations. I chose to conduct my research in this topic due to my mother suffering from GBS after receiving a flu vaccination. GBS is a rare disorder in which your body's immune system attacks your nerves. Weakness and tingling in your extremities are usually the first symptoms. These sensations can quickly spread, eventually paralyzing your whole body. There are currently a few treatments that can ease the symptoms of GBS but not cure it. This leads to people with GBS to live with the remaining symptoms or to live with permanently damaged nerves. With this study, I can look for treatments that can cure GBS as well as coming up with ways to prevent GBS caused by flu vaccinations. Thank you.
Hafide, my name is Victoria Mappa, and I am currently attending the University of Guam and will be a sophomore, majoring in biology with a focus in biomed. My interest in research is regarding methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus on Guam and its correlation with evidence-based care processes. And with this, I seek to learn two things. First being whether outcomes for patients with MRSA in hospital settings have improved, and second, how have changes in the use of the evidence-based care processes affect patient outcomes? My research interest stems from a case on Guam concerning MRSA. A premature baby has died within 6 days after being admitted to the NICU from being misdiagnosed or undiagnosed and untreated with MRSA. It is in my hopes that my research will help prevent and treat MRSA as well as result in better patient outcomes. Thank you.
Buenas and Hafide, everybody. My name is Anissa Tapasnia, and I am a biomed major at the University of Guam. I'm also planning on pursuing a minor in Samoru Studies to study more of my island and my heritage. I am interested in researching the plants used in traditional Chamorro medicine and their effectiveness and how it can be integrated into the healthcare system on the island to create a more natural and cost-effective method of treatment. I have volunteered with Gumazo Amti, which is a chain of traditional healing centers on the island. So I was able to experience firsthand the effectiveness of the natural medicine. So I hope to do the research necessary to justify this effectiveness so that it can be more accepted and integrated into the westernized healthcare system on Guam. So doing this, I hope that it inspires more research for more studies on other traditional medicines around the world and hopefully helps bridge the gap between Western and alternative medicines to create a more diverse and collaborative form of healing. Thank you.
Hafide, everyone. My name is Aries J, or you can call me EJ, and I'm an incoming sophomore from the University of Guam, majoring in biology and psychology under a pre-med track. And with my career path, I aspire to one day become a licensed and practicing psychiatrist back in my two homelands, the Philippines and Guam. And ideally, I'd love to make an impact in healthcare by re-examining the treatment options for people with multiple mental health concerns. But check this out. According to the Guam Youth Suicide Prevention Program, Guam's suicide rate is more than double than the national statistics as of 2009, which that in itself is extremely alarming. So as enticing as it is to analyze treatment options for mental illnesses and examine psychiatric medicine in a lab setting, the lack of updated research around suicide rates on Guam is what I find most essential and almost central to bring forward towards gaining more robust data and sort of like setting the groundwork for Guam and its overall profile of suicide. With such research, I hope to move forward and ultimately create a positive shift towards progressive mental health and for healthcare for the underrepresented communities such as Guam. Thank you.